FOR.
Good morning, League in Nebraska. Happy Husker Homer Friday. Welcome into the morning. Hookup Phillips, Elijah, Wisely back in the house. The band is back together. Happy Friday. Day 2 of the Masters underway. We'll talk about day 1. We'll overreact, as we know that you can't win it on day 1. You can sure lose it on day 1. Yeah, there's a few of them.
Well, if you played on the Live Golf Tour in the past year, you lost it on day 1.
Yeah,
well, I guess Brooks didn't.
No, Brooks did not. The only one,
if you're currently playing on the Live Golf,
currently the only one currently still on the Live Tour, the best score was even par yesterday by somebody you probably were like, whoa, that was the best score of that group. It was Sergio Garcia, even par. The rest of them, not good.
Wasn't the stat that I think at the turn Gary Player was beating every single Live Golf player?
Yes, he was.
Poor Gary.
Yes,
the last few holes yesterday were rough for him.
Yeah, a lot of guys like that were that way yesterday. Like in that elder group, they really had it going. Like Jose Maria Olazabal was there, and then like his like 14, 15, 16 was like, whoa. I think he went from like 2 under to like 5 over, some big one. But there were some big numbers put up here. So we'll talk about day 1. Husker baseball this weekend coming up. We'll monitor the weather as you've been for that out in Eugene, because I believe they moved game 1 up to 5 o'clock today to maybe avoid some potential weather out there. Talk Nebraska basketball, portal season open. We got one. Also, by the way, have you seen their little preview? They got a full documentary coming out this summer now on that season. It's going to be pretty awesome.
I think that's probably going to be the time whenever we're going to get to see the cinematic recap of sorts of the NCAA tournament run.
Yes.
There were restrictions on that.
I just watched the preview.
Yeah.
Oof. That'll fire you up. Watching that. It's one of those things where it's also going to be a massive probably recruiting video, right? You get the fans in it. You get all the great plays throughout the season. That'll be shown for a while.
Let it be known with that. Lincoln guy working for the team, Sam Rice, has done huge work. He's kind of been around the block. I actually umpired with him way back in the day whenever we were both like still in high school. And he went off and started doing creative media stuff with Nebraska. I think he spent some time working with the Clippers as well.
Ooh.
Came on back and kind of runs it for the Nebraska men's basketball team. He's done a fantastic job all season long. I want to give the quick shout out because
those recaps, all the stuff they've been doing. Because now, if you look at, they're starting to bleed into other sports, right? It's caught on.
Well, you football, they do basketball, they do baseball.
Baseball. I just seen the baseball for the first time. Like, whoa, right? That's great stuff. Again, part of that culture and that crew that makes the Husker athletics go around. Those things are awesome. So we'll get into that. We'll talk to basketball. The Almanac, Jeff Moats, talk a little prep baseball as we're rolling through this. And a whole lot of you guys. First keyword, by the way, is look. LOOK. Chance to win $1,000. 402-258-2800. Just text it in.
Can you give me a definition? Country of origin?
What are you looking at, fool?
That's can you use it in a sentence?
Oh.
If we use it in a sentence, can we look at what the heck happened to Bryson DeChambeau yesterday?
I'm gonna go. We're going there. Look, LOOK.
That 11th hole. Let's do some analysis of Bryson in the bunker.
He was
Not
all of
very
us. He was all of us in a bunker.
Not very good, playa.
He was all of us in a bunker, bro. All of us hanging out in the bunker.
Well, what happened to my guy Oberg? He was 3 under
Okay,
and finished.
I did calculate our
2 over.
scores, by the way. Just round
Oh,
one.
I'm terrible. I had Rom and DeChambeau.
Well, you had and Colin Morikawa. You were collectively 12 over par.
Yeah.
Oberg, you know what? You had Sam Burns.
Yeah.
Still in there.
Good pick.
Your
Good
overall, you had Oberg +2. Young, not bad, +1.
He kind of collected himself after a rough
Minus
start.
2 overall. Now, I didn't add the wild cards in quite yet because I'm just giving you your main section. I did okay yesterday. Rose, Koepka, Rory McIlroy, -7 on the day.
Yeah.
Ooh, Justin Rose.
He had a good heat. Watch out. He's playing some good golf. Now, Daniel Cheeseburger, he was in that old +4 range with that. Ben Griffin, even par. Don't call yourself out yet because your boy Wyndham Clark, have you seen what he's doing this morning?
I have not seen what he's doing this morning. I know he's right there, though.
He is 3 under par through 8. He was even yesterday, so he's -3 total.
I am
now.
back.
He is lighting the golf course up right now. If you watch a lot of the guys that have been on the golf course early, they are not. They're getting beat up out there on the golf course. But Clark is he's a guy once he gets it going, he can get it going and watch out. But some of the other guys,
but watch out because one bad hole and he will collapse.
Look at some. I mean, just interesting looking at some of the scorecards. As you said, like you said, a lot of guys were rolling yesterday, and then they stumbled on the back 9. Roy McIlroy did not. Boy, he was blessed to get out of the first 7 holes from where he was hitting at. But again, when you watch Roy play, we've talked about this at the Masters and where the winners come from and the number of trips they make. That's a round that he can go back. If he ends up winning this, he's going to go, man, those first 7 holes, the way I was able to stay composed, not make the big number, and then finally have one swing on 8 to get me going. Right? Other guys, there was a lot of other guys that played well. Boy, McIlroy, Burns, Wyndham Clark up there now. Jason Day, Patrick Reed.
All right, Scotty Scheffler had a really quiet, solid day,
and he hit it really, really well.
That's scary for everybody else.
Whenever it's a 3 under day and it's very quiet, especially the back 9. I think he eagled 2 or 3.
Oh, he was off and running. He was, let's see, I got it right. He was 3 under after 3.
He's kind of like a shark in the water, and then on like day 3 or 4, it's kind of like, oh boy,
that's the Tiger-like feeling.
Well, because that's like a 3 under day on a Thursday for Scott. That's an average day for him, and if he gets 4 days on a weekend, he's going to have one of those exceptional days. Now, for his sake, you hope it's Saturday. If he wants to win this thing, if his exceptional day is Saturday and he finds himself 6 or 7 under going into Sunday, watch out.
Another familiar guy, Fleetwood, is up there.
Yep. Yep. And if you watch these guys, you look at this, it goes in sections throughout the day. You look at the first 3 or 4 holes, there's a stretch there. A lot of these guys out on the golf course, if you really watch 13 through 16, it's really where you can make a little hay, but you got to be cautious not to drop shots. There was a lot of them yesterday. If you look at the scorecards that you'll notice on the back half on that, let's say 14 to 18, whatever, there's drop shots. Scotty Scheffler, you mentioned one of those. He dropped a shot at 11. Then he made pars the rest of the way out. Justin Rose, he dropped 2 shots on the way in, 17 and 18 yesterday on the way in. But Gary Woodland, what a great story. He goes 1 under yesterday. He had it at 2 at one point, did drop a shot on 15. Max Homa. A lot of these guys that get even par, you're still feeling pretty comfortable at that point.
What did we talk about yesterday? The goal is by the time you get into Saturday, you want to be in that 3 under, 4 under range to give yourself a chance. The guys that are 3 under, 4 under heading into the weekend are the guys that can go and win it. And there's still a lot of folks. I mean, probably 20 guys, probably 20 guys that could realistically finish their day by the time today ends in that 3 under, 4 under range.
Look at the names. I'll give you some names that are even par to +1, and you're going to go, this could be, today's a good day. That looks like the weather's going to be just okay. Matsuyama, even par. You had, and again, some of these got Gottrup, even par. Jordan Spieth, even par. Brooks Koepka, even par. Justin Thomas, even par round yesterday. Dustin Johnson, 1 over. What does he do? Can he do anything? Cam Young, way up. Now, that guy, talking about his back 9, he was 4 over par after 9, finished at 1 over. Yeah. He had a rough start. Out there again, when you look at some of these, there's some other guys that it'll be interesting to see how they get going. Now, there were some guys that just, not good days for some of the bigger time golfers. Patrick Cantlay, 5 over, never had it going yesterday. Talking about like those elder guys that just like had it going and then fell apart. Freddie Couples. Yeah. He was 2 under par headed to 14.
He went double
+6.
Yeah.
+6.
Was it double par double?
Yes. No, it went.
Or the bogey.
My goodness, what did he make on? He was -2 to +2. He made a 9. Boy, he had a big number on 15 because Bobby McIntyre made a 9 on 15. He made a mess, and there's a lot of talk about him and his antics on the golf course yesterday too, as well. Again, John Rahm +6, never looked comfortable on the golf course.
Well, to take it back to last year, at least no one's peed in Ray's Creek yet.
Yep.
Wonder what that guy. He's the amateur that had the upside down text on his hat. Wonder what he's up to right now.
Yeah, not at Augusta National.
I'm gonna look into that guy.
Not at Augusta National.
Probably never get invited back.
Yeah, there's certain things that probably get you not, the invite not coming back.
But what did you guys say earlier? You can't win it on day one, but you can sure play your way out.
You can play your way out, my
and
friends.
I think a lot of guys did that yesterday.
Okay. Jose Luis Ballester. Oh, he's playing live.
Congratulations.
What's his?
John Rahm was a pretty popular.
Oh,
pick.
he had lifted his odds up to number 2 before the Masters Open.
Oof.
He had taken the 2 spot from Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler was 1, and it was everybody else, pretty much from the odds perspective of it. Don't expect that. They'll be back on the golf course. Here's some tee times that are going to get going. They're on the golf course now as you're starting to navigate your day of watching the Masters. Rahm, Gottlieb, Oberg went off at 8:43. Spieth, Rose, Koepka are on the golf course. That was an 8:55 tee time. Coming up, you also got Straka, Ben Griffin, Justin Thomas at 9:07. The group that's on the tee box, or about the head of the tee box right now, Scotty Scheffler, Bobby McIntyre, Gary Woodland. That will go. The middle part of these rounds now are going to be really nice watching of golf this afternoon as we get going. That first afternoon tee time. So I'm scrolling through this. Kitayama, he'll get off at 11:03 today. That'll be a nice one. Bubba Watson, really bad day yesterday. 11:32. Cam Smith, Sam Burns, Jake Knapp. Jake Knapp had a decent type day on the golf course. If you're looking for some leaders, here you go. 12:08 today, Patrick Reed, Tommy Fleetwood. That group will go off, followed by the 12:20 group, DeChambeau, Fitzpatrick, Schauffele. I wouldn't be surprised to see DeChambeau shoot something in the 60s today to make the cut and try to make some noise.
Well, that kind of brings me to a good point here, and I know Wise he's working the phone, so we'll have to probably rephrase this question for him. Who is the guy that's currently at even or worse that you think might still be in contention come Sunday? If we all had to pick a guy at even or worse, that you think could or should still be in contention come Sunday afternoon. Because there's probably going to be at least one. Probably at least one.
I'm going to give you, I think there's a couple. And I do believe, just by the way the conditions are, by the way the golf course is set up right now, I'm not put Bryson in that.
I'm not either.
I think the two guys at the top, or the guys at the top right now, there's too many big names up there that know how to plot around this golf course. Give me a guy like Matsuyama.
Okay.
He's won it before.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to get around the golf course. His day was pretty plain yesterday. He had a bogey and a birdie. That was it yesterday around the golf course. I will also throw in, here's three guys: Matsuyama, Spieth, Koepka.
Okay, I like the Koepka pick.
Just Koepka is he's a majors machine.
Mm-hmm. The name that I have that stands out to me is, I thought he was swinging it better than his score would indicate yesterday. I think Oberg is still in it.
Yes.
Despite the fact he finished the day yesterday, 2 over, 1 over?
2 over.
Two
over
par, but it was weird. It was a back nine. His front nine he had his mistakes were bigger mistakes than others. He went into number 9, 3 under par.
Mm-hmm.
He doubled number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then it kind of went off the rails a little bit. He doubled 9, bogeyed 10, bogeyed 11, doubled 12. I mean, it was just a nightmare back 9 for him.
The thing that concerns me with Oberg, as somebody who picked Oberg, watching him, I feel like at the Masters, you got to have a little bit of dog in you. I don't think he has that. There's something missing. He's got I don't know what it is, but there's something missing with his game. And that back 9 really killed me watching that. But maybe he'll pick it back up.
It's a lot of fun watching this, though, as we got up on the screen. There's a bunch of great tee times. The Rory goes off. He's the last tee time today, so it'll be a little later in the day. A lot of watching. Hoping you'll get a chance to watch and maybe enjoy a pimento cheese sandwich. I sent Elijah a picture yesterday. I had lunch with my wife. Pimento cheese burger. Oh, fired up about it.
That'll do it.
I actually went back last night to where we were. My wife was hosting a bridal shower. I took the boys last night to the same place. Instantly, they both ordered pimento cheese sandwiches. It was awesome.
You know who does have a little dog in him?
Who's that?
Ernesto.
Oh my! I saw him in the chat. Ernesto, what's up, brother?
Hey, yeah, I was about to say, YZ, you got some dog in you too, man. I swear to God, I was going to say that. But yeah, man, my son's at the Masters. I don't know if you remember, way back, I wrote a letter to the chairman, and he sent back passes for me and my boy and his girlfriend. So he's there having a good old time in Augusta. So
I bet
just letting you know.
I bet you he's eating good out while he's on the golf course with a limit. With $20, you can eat like a king out there.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, I've kicked a whole bunch of things off his bucket list for him, and that's what a good dad does, just like you took your kids out for the pimento cheese. Reason I haven't called, just to be honest, is I've been going through a lot of treatment. I have to have a biopsy here in a week or two where they literally got to knock me out because they got to go into my bone. We lost a hip-hop pioneer yesterday, Africa Bambaataa. YZ, if you can find Planet Rock, play it. Rock to the Planet Rock. He died of the same cancer I got. But I'm living on. I'm living on for you guys. And Bill, did you like the picture that I took with that Nebraska kid?
I did. I saw that, man. That was awesome.
That's the gas station right across the street from UNF where I got my master's degree.
Huskers
and
are
he
everywhere.
Walked in with that. And I figured that they were there for a track meet. And he goes, no, I transferred here. And just a great all-around kid. We've been staying in touch. So I got a little, 3 guys that I can go out and watch games for Nebraska with now that I've met just randomly here in town. So
that's awesome.
Good stuff.
That's awesome.
But I miss you guys. I'm going to try to make it a regular thing from here on out since things are kind of smoothing out for me. But, the ups and downs of life. And I got depressed for a few days there. But you got to come out of it. And I've been going on dates with this girl.
Okay, now.
Today.
Okay, now.
I'm taking her for a pedicure today at 1:00. So,
will you have the Masters pulled up at the pedicure?
Probably not. But I'm going to have a 6-pack by my side and a little mixed drink for her so she can enjoy herself. And like I told YZ, man, if you ain't banging, you're getting banged. Woo!
That's our guy right there, Nesto. Appreciate it, man. We'll be thinking about you as well, man, as you're going through what you're going through. And you know what? Like just when you hear stuff and you're in that state, again, it's this the PSA, right? This is where it's like, man, somebody out there that's maybe going through it or like you feel like something's not right. Give them the call. Go see them. Don't hesitate. Okay. Or if you're going through it, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay.
Well said.
Got to do it. There's too many things that it's hard to see how blessed we are in a lot of different ways, right? Because everybody goes through stuff, whether it be money, health, or family, whatever. There's a lot of other things to look at, man. So don't hesitate to be there for someone or reach out to someone to have a shoulder to lean on. So let's take a break. All right, we'll reset. We'll take a break. We come back, jump into a Husker basketball. See what we think about our new addition to that and a whole lot more when we return.
Just short of the green on number 2.
What's he on?
He's on number 2.
But is he at feature group? Is that he?
Yes, feature groups.
All right, it turned on feature group.
Yeah. I flip it on and it's like that slow zoom out of the second cut of rough, and it's Brooks Koepka holding a driver, and I go, oh.
That is the difference out there, right? So when they talk about like we're in the first cut, bro, that ain't no first cut. Yeah. That's like playing down the fairways at our golf courses.
Yeah. It's how much? That's a fun feature group, by the way. It's Spieth, Justin Rose, and Brooks Koepka.
Oh, Rose reaches. Oh, just shortened too.
How much at the Masters on day 2 is the course like beat up, or do they take that good care of it?
The course does not get beat up.
No, they've taken such great care of it, and the way they evolve through tee boxes creates different angles, different landing shots,
and they work all night long
Oh,
to make sure that the course, whenever you tee off on Thursday morning, is the exact same as when you tee off Sunday
Yep.
morning. I'm telling you, they go and fix every single divot in the fairway. They go and fix all the divots on the tee boxes.
everything.
The work that they put in the overnight hours is special.
Yeah, there aren't. I saw once yesterday, once this morning. Like when you, there, I would say 99.9% of the time when you're hitting a tee shot every other day, based on the way they move things, you're not playing from any divots.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the best quality shot that you can have if you're in the fairway. Hey, Bobby McIntyre, you want to show who's number one again?
Did you guys see who entered the portal?
Oh yeah, that Iowa kid,
Fulgaris.
Yeah, he's in.
Which is just hilarious.
Well, we were talking earlier this week. His offers out of the portal have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Iowa, he wanted to stay at Iowa, but it sounds like other schools are offering like double what Iowa could.
Kind of like a thing you can't say no to.
Yeah, when Iowa was over $1 million and they're offered to him, but he was getting like north of $2.5 million offers reportedly.
Which the
Come on
kid's
back
good.
now.
The kid's a good player, but I think he's a good player because he fits in the system of Iowa. You know, if he goes to another school, I don't know how
There's a lot of
successful he'll
ones
be.
like that.
Well, we'll get into a guy who I think is a perfect fit for Nebraska.
Oh, absolutely.
What, we got him?
Orm?
Yeah.
Orm is.
He's look where he's from too. How can you go wrong? Look at me now. Look at me now. Sam? Oh.
A week from now, I will be at Fenway Park watching Red Sox Yankees.
My goodness.
Even though the Red Sox suck, so I'm not really too excited about
You're
it.
going for the experience. Yeah. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Boy, good start to a Friday morning. Nice weather, nice little breeze. It'll be a great weekend coming up, especially watching the Masters. Hope you all have great weekends planned and Masters parties to go to. And we are quasi doing a Masters family party, putting it all out, making the egg salad, pimento cheese. We're going to do it all. I got the cups. It's going to be awesome.
See, I got my ribs purchased last night.
Wee!
There was a store in town that had baby backs for
baby back.
$2.99 a pound.
Whoa.
Good deal. Good deal.
Did you load up?
Got 3 racks.
Add a baby.
3 racks. I think I'm making some egg salad too.
Mm.
Gonna have some azaleas. Maybe some old fashions.
So what was the first one?
Azaleas.
Azaleas.
It's the drink of the Masters.
Drink of the Masters.
It's very simple. Depending on the recipe, so at Augusta it's just lemonade, vodka, splash of grenadine.
Yep.
But people think that the Augusta lemonade tastes different. It's a little more sour. So they either say find a more sour lemonade in the store, or add just a tiny splash of pineapple juice. It's kind of the hack to get it tasting closer to what the Masters had. Because they have that kind of sour, tangy lemonade that's harder to find in stores. A lot of the stuff you find in stores is overly sweet. So, or you can make your own homemade lemonade.
I did partake in one yesterday because the place I was at, they had the azaleas ready to go. It was awesome.
They're refreshing, I will say.
I'm one and done.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Is that like the artist Iggy Azalea?
No, it's like the flower. Well, I guess I don't know. Is Iggy Azalea probably named after the flower?
Probably.
What if Iggy Azalea is a big Masters fan?
It makes sense.
It's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I don't believe nothing. I'm not going there.
What's your song? Fancy?
Yeah.
That song had the world in the chokehold 10 years ago.
It sure did.
I'm so fancy.
We've gone off the rails.
You already
We are.
know.
Good morning, Shane.
You got to get the train
Morning,
back on the
Ernesto.
track.
Good morning, Justin.
That was high school for me. That was like, what was that, sophomore year?
Yeah.
Sophomore year of high school, probably.
God.
So we're talking 12 years ago. I'm old.
I would have been in middle school.
12 years ago. I was 36. That was great. Full-time job and kids, all 3 of them. Amazing.
Pretty fancy.
Yeah, pretty fancy. What is fancy is the portal heating up now. As you look around the country, portals announcements coming and going. Nebraska as reported by a lot of different people, and we talked about it yesterday. There were names popping up and where they might be going, and they get their first addition. Sam Orm, 6'9", 220, getting to us from Belmont. Redshirt sophomore out of Carmel, Indiana. Boy, you know you can hoop me out of Indiana, right? 12 points.
Shout out T.
Shout out T and Jerry Shoecraft, both from Muncie, Indiana. 13, 5, and 2 when you look at that, and 29 starts. Boy, it's you look at it and go, man, can it translate? 56. He shot 57% in 40 from 3 with 124 attempts. When you look at this one, you go, I like the fit. Again, when I say things like this is not, we have turned the page on when you leave. I'm a turn the page guy. I wish you well when you're in the portal and you're gone. But this, to me, when you look at the size, the shooting ability, this is one that looks like an upgrade at that position.
It feels like he can do a lot of the same stuff, but just better. You know, if with the numbers that you mentioned, what he shoots from the field at 6'9", and you can take the ball off the dribble the way that he does, he's a threat. He becomes another offensive threat. Not to say Burke wasn't, but he was there for more of his defense and rebounding. He could shoot it occasionally. This is another guy you gotta get out there and get a hand up on, and just the size, the shooting, the ability. He's everything you can ask for.
Well, in the early theme here, and what Orm is he's a slightly smaller but much more fluid rink mast.
Yep,
that's what he plays that point forward spot. He's going to be a guy that he's got some post game, but he's a guy that you can't sag off defensively. And that's you look at all the guys Nebraska is seemingly going after in the portal, and hearing as of last night, their center. So Orm's going to play the 4. I know I called him a smaller rink mass, but
4.
He's a guy. He's going to play the 4, very much a stretch 4, shooting 40% from 3. You can't leave him out there, or he will burn you. Name I'm hearing for center, guy that Nebraska was in on last year, wasn't able to reel him in. He goes off to Boise. Drew Fielder.
Yep.
That's the name you're hearing as of last night. What Nebraska wants to do for their center spot. By the way, he shoots 40% from 3 as well.
You're going to run you start looking at this, the way this shapes up and shapes out. If you're able to land the individuals that you're hoping to land to upgrade at positions, there's a potential you run out your starting 5 that can all shoot the 3 at like 38+%.
Yeah.
You leave one guy, your odds are pretty low on the next guy.
And that's what you didn't have last year.
No.
And earlier this week, we love Berke. We love what he brought from an emotion point of view. The one thing he couldn't do that didn't fit the Fred Hoiberg offense was he was just an all right 3-point shooter.
Yes.
For a lot of schools in the country, he'd be a good 3-point shooter. But for Nebraska, he was kind of holding them back. Because you look at what the roster could be next year. Price Sanford shooting 41% from 3 last year. Orm shooting 40% from 3 last year. Whoever they get at center, but I'll use Fielder as an example, 40% from 3 last year. Frager, I think, was north of 36% from 3 last year. We'll see what the point guard looks like, but
you throw in a Connor season returning. What kind of form does he return to when he gets back?
He can be a flamethrower, though.
Yep.
You know what he is behind the arc.
Yep.
You could run into a situation where among the guys you're playing, Cale Jacobson might be your worst 3-point shooter, which I think he was still 35%. You look at, I know the name that this week has been out there is Trevin Linhart from Utah Valley. If you're wondering, he in the past 2 years shot about 37% from 3 when you average it out. Like you're looking at rolling out a roster of guys that all shoot north of 36% from 3, and a starting 5 that probably averages 38, 39% from 3. Like that's the vision. And I think the thought because people are going to sit back and look at this roster and say, not much athleticism. How are they going to play defense? I think the thought is you put up enough points that the defense that you have in place with Coach Nate Linzer kind of eliminates some of the faults that you might have from an athleticism point of view. And hey, if teams are putting up 75 on a game on you, it's okay because you're putting up 90. That's kind of the vision, I think.
Great to your point. The price at 42% on the year. Kale was 37% on the year. Frager right there at 36%. And if you're able to replace some of those, Rank last year, he shot a bunch of them. It was only 31% shooting it last year. but it kind of goes in the conversation what you just kind of alluded to there about what type of team this will be next year. I think it's going to be an offensive type of team.
It's a burn up the nets type of team.
Yes.
Let's see.
And for people out there that don't are out there like Orm, Yates from Belmont, there was a big interest, by the way. The selling point as you read stuff was a lot. Again, he's going to get paid. We know that. But being from Indiana, the Big Ten intrigued him. I was hearing that there were schools out there. I always look at this part of it in the recruiting or portal. Who else was sniffing at this? Wisconsin, Clemson, Duke, Ohio State. There were people asking questions about Orm, and Nebraska gets it done. Big replacement as the portal now today, right? Is it today? I believe they can start having visitors on campus. Haven't got much word about who's going to make their way here yet. But it's so interesting in the portal when you talk about people getting to campus. You start to feel like these deals are done via Zoom, via the agents, and the campus visit is just a formality to say hi. Because you don't want to, and if you when you get them to campus, if that's somebody you're high on, you can't let them leave without signing.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they do leave without signing, they're not coming.
They're not coming to school.
That's simply put how it is in the portal. Shane asked the question in the stream chat here: do we think Orm is more of a rink replacement or a Burke replacement? The correct answer is both, but more Burke. From the role he's going to play, more Burke, but the thought would be that you can have a guy in the 4 that plays a little bit more like rink.
Yeah.
A guy that can ball handle and take screens, like a big man that takes screens from a smaller guy, which really puts defenses in a tizzy. That's the thought here. So he's going to be playing the 4, but he's going to be playing the 4 kind of like rink played the 5, I think is the vision.
I see Orm. Yes is the answer on both of those. Right. But I think Orm, when you look at it, if you're looking at the 2, right, Berke and Orm, if it pans out, the numbers play out the way they are. Berke was a guy in the offense. Again, love him, man. If he was still here, still love him. Right. I hope he does well wherever he ends up in that. And he just shows out. Berke was a guy in the offense that, yeah, he'd hit your occasional 3, but it never scared anybody. They could sag off of him a little bit and let him shoot it. Orm, to me, is a threat all the time to shoot it, and the defense has to come out a little bit more out, which opens up your middle more.
Yeah, this is
right. Like, does that make sense? Like,
Berke was a guy that did not necessarily fit into the offensive spacing that Fred Hoiberg wanted, because if there was a guy on the floor that you would pick out and say, if that guy beats us from 3, he beats us from 3, it's Berke.
Yep.
The vision next year would be, man, we can't be dumb enough to let any of these guys beat us from 3, because they can all beat us from 3 if we leave them out there.
Yep.
It's just,
it's
scouting report wise, if there was a guy to leave last year for Nebraska, you would leave Berke to help on inside drives. And hey, if he knocks down a 3 on you, you live with it.
If it all works out the way, you look at it on paper, like you now become a team. It's like, oh, we have to pick our poison on the guy we're going to take out of the game versus there were times last year that we were 4 on 5. 5 on 4 on just from the offensive side of the floor. Good addition for Nebraska. Their number 1 guy. They got the guy. As we continue now, it's looking at point guard, big man. One of those things get done. Also, you find out yesterday, which we already kind of knew. Frager announces that he's back. He is signed back. So that's I think a lot of people are now going, he said it.
And from what I understand, that's a 2-year deal. That I assume there would be some outs, some clauses in the contract if he goes off and plays professional basketball. But I think that would likely prevent him from going off and entering the portal after next season. I think it would mean it's either NBA or you're staying at Nebraska for 2 seasons.
And do you think Price coming back could be a driving factor in him signing? Like he wouldn't sign if he knew something, or what do you guys think about that?
I kind of have Price and Frager in the same boat in that based on what I was hearing at the end of last week and earlier this week, I would be extremely surprised if either of them were out the door. Kind of in that same boat. The number has been agreed to. The bigger concern with Price would be NBA, but with kind of this recovery he's coming back from, I don't think it makes much sense to go this season, especially considering this year's draft class.
This year's draft class, number 1, and 2, with the surgery that is done, he is missing. He will not be afforded the opportunity to go play in some of these G League opportunities or pre-draft things. Because I think I believe said we could have him back by June.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm pretty sure as I was reading, most of the stuff that's happening from that pre-draft stuff is in May, a lot of May. So, but again, I think this one goes back to one, that draft class is so deep when you look at, especially those top, that first round is loaded with stars.
There are guys that will be picked outside the top 20 this year that in any other year would be a lottery pick.
Yes. Absolutely.
Sorry, outside, between 20 and 30, that in the average year would be going between 10 and 15.
Yeah, well, and I think you look at it, that draft is those guys that are 20 to 30 typically are two-way players.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're going to G League, they're getting two-way contract, blah, blah. But this could be a first round where you see, I don't know, upwards of 20 plus guys sign with teams as a full-time player on that roster.
Absolutely.
Now, and again, that's not us in here saying they're all going to pan out because we all know that doesn't happen, but just the way it looks. And you're going to be surprised that those teams 20 to 30 are going to go, that guy is still here. We have to. we can't mess this up type of draft. So good stuff right there for Nebraska basketball. More to come. The portal is so active. And it's going to continue to give and take away as we move forward. So let's take another break. We come back. Big Husker baseball weekend that'll kick off today out in Eugene. We'll talk about that when we return. Just reading that they might be, I don't know what it'll be, but they said Bobby McIntyre might face some discipline out there. Just the still photo of him showing who's number one.
Good. Listen, I don't hate competitiveness. I also think there's one place where I am okay with the stuffiness and the tradition and like the respect of golf. It's Augusta National. Some golf courses take themselves too seriously. Augusta is not one of those. That is the shining beacon of the tradition of golf.
Yep.
That's why I hated the par 3 contest on Wednesday. It felt below Augusta.
Well, you know why? They did stuff that was not normally appropriate by some of the antics.
Well, and I think Bryson DeChambeau angered the golf gods by having Kevin Hart come caddy for him, and the Thursday that he has as a result of that.
Yeah,
they turned into a show.
There was a lot of just like, you don't do this at the Masters.
Nope.
Honestly, I think like going and peeing in Ray's Creek, that's funny from an amateur. We have professionals that are acting a fool.
Bro, that is
an amateur in his first time at Augusta, I go, pretty funny you peed in Ray's Creek. I hope they never invite you back, but I'll laugh about it. We have guys that have played Augusta before that should understand what this place is about.
That was one moment I think somebody at Augusta called Live Golf and said, hey, we got a guy. We will front the first year. Yeah. He's for you. That's how, that's like relegation type stuff. I mean, it was just double edged, like the hat, the upside down words, and go pee in Ray's Creek.
I think it's
come
hilarious.
on, man.
I think it's hilarious, but I don't think you should ever be invited back. Like the two things can be true.
They got porta potties all over that place.
We have true pros that have played Augusta before that are acting a fool this week.
Yes.
And that's where I go, come on, man.
Oh, Rosie, get a little chip up there.
It's one thing to have a that screws up at Augusta. It's another to have a full-blown adult with kids flipping people off on the green.
That's terrible.
Inviting Kevin Hart to caddy for you, like.
Whoa. My part. I gotta go back. My thing did not update on me. It wasn't.
Or today we will only have 2 guys below par in the day. One guy, two. Bridgman and Clark. Got her up, just got below par.
I was watching this morning. It was really hard, tough watch because I know. Welcome back to the Morning Hookup. I was watching the Masters this morning, had it queued up, and I didn't feel bad, but I had to, like, lower my expectations. I was rooting for a lot of the guys on the golf course, but it was a lot of the guys that you know aren't gonna make the cut. The amateurs out there. It was bad golf, and I'm not they're professional golfers, and I'm sorry, but I was watching stuff, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness." I mean, I couldn't imagine even playing this golf course. There was a great question yesterday asked to me, and this came out that I was somewhere, and a friend of mine asked me the question because it was on Barstools yesterday. There were 2 questions asked. If you took your golf ball, amateurs, 3 of us, and on every green, you took it to the furthest point away from the hole, and you had to putt, could you win the Masters?
No.
No.
I thought whenever I asked this question a couple of years
If
ago,
you 4-putted every green, that's a 72.
well, I thought, you know what? This question is probably like 2 or 3 years old. I remember thinking, I think I could finish below par. I wouldn't win the Masters. And then I watched. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Bob Does Sports on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He did a challenge where he's not a very good golfer, but he's a very popular
Yeah.
YouTuber. He did a challenge where he did this at a course. It had some pretty big undulating greens, so kind of a similar feel to Augusta. Though Augusta's got smaller undulating greens.
Yeah.
Even still, similar feel. And he played against a good golfer. And the other guy was playing off the tee boxes. He was playing at the furthest point from the green to see who would win. And I saw he shot above par on the day, starting on the green. And I went, oh, that's not Augusta.
No.
And that's a guy that golfs for a living. Is he
Yeah.
great? No, he's consistently below like 90.
Isn't that crazy?
And he was above
There you
par
go.
starting on the green every single day. And that was when I went, oh, I would not be close to Augusta.
There's no way. You don't have a chance.
No, I'd probably shoot 10 over par.
Putting. The other one was if you were if one of the amateurs were to put their ball from 150 out on every hole or on the green, so the par 3's on the green, like could they even come close? Probably not.
The amateurs, like us, or like the guys that are
Us.
actually playing Augusta? Oh,
No way.
No.
no.
Nuts.
I said the amateurs that are at Augusta, I'm like, they could probably make the cut if you start them 150 out every single hole. They should be able to.
Should be.
150 out's where my game just goes absolutely haywire. You don't know if it's going to be next to the pin or if it's going to be near a house. So
Justin Rose has dropped his shot earlier on bogey par to get going. Brooks Koepka bogey on 1, birdie to follow on the golf course. A lot of the big dogs are getting out there right now as you start to check on things. Wyndham Clark dropped his shot on number 10 to go back to 2 under. Rye, he's up there. He's hanging out. Bridgman, by the way, you said he's 1 under par today. Gottrip got it to 1. Birdie, 2 and 3.
Oh, as we get some of these big dogs on the course here, and Friday's gonna tell us a lot because we need to see who makes the cut. Let's put our predictions to the side.
Yep.
That does not factor into this question about ask. Have you guys picked the guy that you're hitching your wagon to for the weekend? The guy that you're hopping on the bandwagon?
I've been there the whole time. I think it's Brooks Koepka.
Okay.
I like what he does.
without my prediction,
Just throw your prediction to the side. Who's just a
Oof.
guy that you watched yesterday that you want to see win it all on Sunday?
okay.
And probably not a guy like DeChambeau or
No.
Maram.
I
A
will-
guy that's actually
I will
in
say
contention.
Brooks Koepka, but I am not against what Roy McIlroy did yesterday
Oh, yeah.
to repeat.
You hear what Gary Player said after the round, saying now that he's got the monkey off his back. I'm paraphrasing for him here.
Yeah.
But now he's got the monkey off his back. I wouldn't be surprised if he just won every single year.
Yeah, he said he might not lose another or something like that. That's crazy. But I kept, by the way, Oberg back to 1 over.
Yeah, I'm going to – I was saying
he heard me talking.
Oberg, you look at his stats from yesterday, he had a good day despite the score, which I was trying to explain. I think he hit 14 greens in regulation and something like 13 fairways in regulation. He had some bad scores, but I felt like from a ball striking point of view, he was putting the ball where he wanted to.
He didn't putt well.
Didn't putt it well. So I still think he's got a fighting chance in this tournament. The guy I'm all on Justin Rose.
I like it.
I'm rooting hard for Justin Rose.
He's got
What is it?
1 drop shot today, but there's a lot of golf left.
6 top 10 finishes in his career and 3 runners-up. 3 runner-ups. There it is. That's a guy that at this point in his career, I feel like we said it last year, say it this year, we'll probably say it again next year. You don't know how many more times he's going to be in contention at Augusta. This is the year where I really hope he gets it done. And I'm rooting for a guy that hasn't put on the green jacket before this year.
Rom,
First time winners
I
are always
agree.
special.
They're always special. Rom has picked one up. He's made it to 5 over now.
Well, what do we think the cut line's going to be?
Oh man,
Probably somewhere in that 2 or 3 over range. We'll see how the scores go today.
like I wouldn't be surprised. It's going to be interesting. The weather, this Masters is going to be the ones that can plot around the golf course the best and not throw up the big numbers because there's no precipitation in order. There's going to be some windy conditions a little bit at times.
Those greens were so
firm, and they're going to get worse. Right? This is golf where you have had to have played there a multiple number of times, understand not making the big number, missing. If you're going to missing the right spot. Because if you watch yesterday, there were places on this golf course. It's like when you miss, you're like, that's a bogey. Hope you don't make a double in certain situations. And also, boy, I just watching this morning a little bit, long iron play is going to be huge today.
Well, because
they got a par 3 playing 240.
Good luck getting a long iron to stop on the green. With as firm and fast as everything is.
I watched Wyndham Clark play 2. He bet the great shot. I think it was number 4 is 240. But then he hit driver on 5 and he hit 4 iron back into the green again. That's how long the course is right now. Long iron play will be a big one today.
We'll see. Brooks steps up to the 4th here, 231-yard par 3. He's got 5 irons.
Oh, this is it right here. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's that number 4.
Yeah, that's good. It's just good luck getting it to stop on the green.
And by the way, that pin, if you're watching, is just over the top of the bunker. It's like 5 or 6 paces. That's going to miss to the right.
And Brooks pushed it, and if it hits the green, watch how far it bounces here.
Yeah, and look where the pin is. If they show the pin, it's not terrible. Look at that pin is. It's tucked.
I don't know if it's going to roll back towards it, though.
That's what you do, Brooks.
Anyway.
Nebraska baseball, boy, big series this weekend.
We'll have to get back into this.
We will.
Hour as well.
Yeah, but they will get. They had a little trying to get ahead of the weather movement coming up. I believe that first game match. That first game will kick off 5:00 today. I think what I was hearing on that side, 5:00 against Oregon today.
We look at the weather. There is a 60% chance of precipitation beginning at 5. And then you look at tomorrow. Tomorrow seems to clear up in the morning, and then you've got a 95% chance of storms after 3 p.m. And then you look at Sunday, where early in the day it looks pretty light, but then you get into the mid-afternoon, 3-4 o'clock, and you got a 75% chance of precipitation.
Normal guys going to the bump for Nebraska. Horn, Yasa, Kotsky will get the starts. The tell of this one is going to be the bats, and we'll talk more about that. And the reason I allude to the bats are because when you go up against, these are the ERAs of the starters from Oregon, 2.54, 2.72, 2.81. Their starters are a combined 13-3 on the year. That's their forte, is on the bump.
But how does rain affect things? Because it does feel like at some point this weekend you're gonna have to play through some rain.
It will afford the pitchers some obstacles, wet balls, fielders, right?
Umpires always have to toss in new balls.
Yeah,
playing in a wet field is the worst as an umpire because how many different balls you have to have ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be a lot of obstacles too and challenging, and hope they get it in. That's the other thing. I hope they get it in with minimal delays. Because delays in games always hurt the pitcher, right? Always hurt because typically you see that a lot. If there's too much of a delay, your guy doesn't come back. And then you're in your bullpen and what that looks like on each side. But there'll be a whole lot more. We're going to talk about that when we come back. We'll also have the Almanac, Jeff Moats. There are about 5 minutes left for that 9 o'clock keyword look, LOOK. 402-258-2800. Text it to there for a chance to win $1,000. All sponsored by Liberty First Credit Union. Spring cash. Who could use $1,000 for the spring?
All good.
All right. Lake season's coming up. Golf season's coming up. $1,000 of golf balls.
Fireworks season. $1,000 in fireworks for the 4th.
Woo! Yeah. We'll have a lot more coming up.
If you invest it right, you could have $1,300, $1,400 for
casino. Refill the coffee. We'll be right back.
years, this event has united hundreds of women from Lincoln's business community through a powerful partnership between the Chamber and the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Business. This year, we're excited to welcome keynote speaker Aaron Stafford, made possible through the generous support of the Joanne Martin Leadership Legacy Endowment, a tribute to a remarkable leader whose legacy continues to inspire and shape our city. Exploring the complexities of navigating burnout, attendees will also gain insight from 3 respected local business leaders as they share their experiences and lessons learned. Visit the events tab at lcoc.com to reserve your seat. We will see you on April 28th. Thanks and have a great week.
KFOR and Legacy Retirement Communities are now taking nominations for the Jerry Joyce Living Legacy Award to honor compassionate, caring, unsung heroes in our area who have never received recognition. The selected individuals will receive up to $2,500 to donate to the nonprofits of their choice. Nominations should be 500 words or less and be submitted at kfornow.com. You may also send to Carol at KFOR by email or mail through April 20th. This award is given annually in memory of Jerry Joyce, Legacy's founder.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Get the home comfort you need now with flexible financing options for tomorrow. Ask Wellman Heating and Air Conditioning about Carrier Cool Cash incentives up to $1,700 and 0% financing. Contact Wellman to see how a new Carrier high-efficiency system may be the right solution for your home. Call Wellman Heating and Air Conditioning. Carrier offers and rebates will vary. See Wellman for details. See what's possible at wellmanheating.com. Wellman Heating and Air Conditioning and Carrier for the world we share.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. She wasn't even really sure where she was at.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln. From ABC News. I'm Mike Dubusky. Consumer prices in March were up sharply, driven by the war in the Persian Gulf. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
The March Consumer Price Index is the first look at the effect of the war on the economy, but it told Americans what they already knew. Gasoline prices soared more than 21% in the month after the conflict began. The annual inflation rate of 3.3% was the highest since April of 2024.
1/5 of the world's oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz on Iran's southern coast. That waterway remains effectively closed, despite President Trump declaring a ceasefire earlier this week. Vice President J.D. Vance is set to lead peace talks in Pakistan this weekend. It apparently came as a surprise to many in the White House when First Lady Melania Trump gave a rare address yesterday. denying she had any relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. ABC News senior political correspondent Rachel Scott with details.
The First Lady was photographed in the early 2000s alongside her husband, Epstein, and convicted co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell, but she denies they were ever friends. And her name does appear in the Justice Department's Epstein files. An email exchange from October 2002 is signed with Love Melania, stating, "Dear G, how are you? Nice story about JE and NY Mag. You look great on the picture."
And today is the last day of the Artemis 2 moon mission. That crew of 4 astronauts aboard the Orion spacecraft in the next few hours will enter one of the most dangerous parts of the mission, entering Earth's atmosphere under temperatures up to 5,000 degrees.
During the most intense heat, a planned communications blackout. The crew will lose all contact with mission control. 2 rounds of parachutes will then slow down the capsule, the first set slowing the capsule down to about 200 miles per hour, the second to around 20 miles per hour before the final splashdown in the Pacific.
ABC's Gio Benitez, you're listening to ABC News.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. For over 30 years, I've helped people make informed decisions about their health, especially concerning prevention and long-term wellness. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic. It's made with plant-based ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and globe artichoke, herbs clinically studied for their protective and restorative effects on the liver. Active Liver blends traditional herbal wisdom with modern scientific research. Not all supplements are created equal. I trust Active Liver because it's backed by science, meets strict quality standards, and delivers true daily liver support.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
A late-night crash in an East Lincoln neighborhood. Good morning, I'm Jeff Moats. We're at 47 degrees at KFOR. One person was taken to a hospital after their SUV hit a tree and rolled just before 10:30 Thursday night at Inglewood Drive and South Hazelwood Drive, just blocks north of East High School.
It sounds like their injuries are not life-threatening at this time. The investigation is still ongoing into what caused the accident.
KFOR News talking to Lincoln Police Lieutenant Chris Weber. The suspect who was paralyzed in an officer-involved shooting back on November 5th at Cornhusker Highway and Superior Street received 5 years probation related to a case for which he failed to appear in court. 41-year-old John Massa was shot 16 times. He appeared at sentencing on Thursday via video from an Omaha hospital room. Massa failed to appear in court last October for having stolen motorcycle and 13 guns he could not legally have since he was a convicted felon. The Lincoln-Lancaster County Metro Fugitive Task Force November 5th arrived at a motel near 56th and Cornhusker where Massa was staying. He was seen leaving and officers stopped him. Court records say that Massa was moving erratically in the vehicle of a rideshare before showing a firearm. The driver ran for safety. Investigators started shooting at the vehicle, wounding Massa. During a visit to Hamlow Elementary School in Waverly Thursday morning, Governor Jim Pillen and U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon talked about shifting more education decisions from the federal level to the states. McMahon says that she and Pillen talked about how teachers should be paid based on merit and paid on what they deserve to be paid.
It is a lot based on merit. I think they should be rewarded for their children's success. It is a great way to incentivize teachers, and we need to get the regulatory strings that are attached to grants that come into the states.
McMahon is traveling all 50 states to hear from teachers, parents, and community leaders about what is working in their communities for their students and compile a toolkit of the best practices to distribute to states. She also made stops at Southeast Community College and UNL. And today marks the final day of the 60-day Nebraska legislative session. Lawmakers will sine die until next January. Mostly sunny today with a slight chance of rain and a high of 60. I'm Jeff Moats, KFOR News.
Your chance at winning $1,000 is happening right now at Lincoln's KFOR. Just enter this winning word by 402-258-2800 and you could be our next 1K a day winner. Here is this hour's winning word.
Sky, that's sky, S-K-Y, sky.
Now text that word to 402-258-2800 for your chance at $1,000 from Lincoln's KFOR.
Imagine losing everything. Your home, your job, your sense of security. That was my reality when I escaped my abusive partner. I had nothing. But then Friendship Home gave me hope, safety, and a chance to rebuild. The donations from Stuff the Bus were a lifeline.
Join Connoisseur Media to stuff a Star Tram bus on April 18th and 19th from 10 to 4 and help provide essentials for survivors of domestic violence. Stop by any Lincoln Walmart or Sam's Club to purchase an item and stuff the bus for Friendship Home. Your generosity.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back in the morning. Again, happy Husker Home on Friday. You and Elijah had a vibe the last 2 days. Same type music yesterday.
This is my Friday playlist.
Just same type. It was rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Here he comes.
I think you bopped your head a little bit.
It did. I'm just saying that the last 2 days of music, you guys have been walking in with a different vibe. We're at today. Yesterday was like this. Let it roll.
Mm-hmm.
Psych.
Mike's off, sorry.
Yeah, no, I deserve that. We're sitting here chatting about Masters and youth baseball. Commercial one. I look up and we're back in 30 seconds. And, oh man, I didn't blow my nose. The allergies are hitting today.
Yeah. Morning Flood X10. Justin wants to know how is Chichi Rodriguez playing today? Ha 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 ha. You guys know Chichi Rodriguez?
Old style.
Old style, man. He used to bring the putter like a sword and put it away. That was cool. What Bobby McIntyre does is not cool on the golf course. Don't act like that. We're going to talk some more Husker baseball coming up. Also, in a few minutes, we're going to continue baseball. The Almanac Jeff Moats coming to update us on the prep world, how teams are progressing as they, it's April 10th. Look about how quickly high school ball comes and how quickly it goes.
I feel the season just started. We talked. I went out to a field last night. Didn't actually have any baseball games. We don't need to get into that. But
you don't air air it out.
No,
you want to call your partner?
The thing that surprised me was I get out to the field and the varsity team. I was out there. They're doing senior night festivities.
I
am like,
isn't that crazy
already?
I know there's still a month-ish left in the regular season, a little under. But it's still just like, the season started, felt like 2 weeks ago.
I know. Well, you look at it, again, a month or so away because schools, around mid to late May, they're out. Senior night? You know what? I saw
districts
that.
are starting up in almost exactly a month.
I saw that, and I know who you're talking about. It made me feel, just to the way of the world of baseball and venues now, sad for that because of where they did senior night at. I grew up back in North Carolina, and our senior day, all of our senior stuff was at school,
the home field,
our home field around but now they're again. I get it.
None of the schools around here have a field that is varsity level.
Just kind of makes you sad a little bit that you're not at home.
You're
the home team, but you're on the away field.
Freshman teams and some reserve teams are the only ones that play at the home high schools anymore. Those are practice fields.
Yep. Which I'm not.
And we are blessed to have some great facilities for high school baseball around here. Den Hartog, great facility. The Sandhills Complex,
great.
They got a great new field. You look at Sherman, great field. I'll leave Dinsmore to the side, but we have some great facilities out here for high school baseball, and I'm glad the high schools utilize them.
Mm-hmm.
We are blessed in the fields that we have, but yeah, it's a little different. I mean, it's same with high school football. That we have great facilities with the new UBT stadium. We have Seacrest Field, great high school facilities around here. So
they've made strides.
Hats off. But you look across the country and it's weird to see high school baseball not being played at high schools.
Yep. Taking it back, go back to the little Nebraska baseball talk right now as they big series, number 19, Nebraska headed out to Eugene, taking on number 21, Oregon. Couple weekends in a row that you have a chance from an RPI perspective to really dig your teeth into the real serious regional baseball talk.
Yeah, and we talked earlier this week with the Kansas game on Tuesday, a series at Oregon, back home against Creighton midweek next week, back home a weekend series against USC, who is, I believe, sitting number 4 in the Big Ten standings. And then you hit the road and play Kansas on the road the following Tuesday after that. That's a 9-game stretch Where I think if you want to be in contention to host a regional, it's got to be 6-3, and you're already 0-1, which means you got to go 6-2. You can afford 2 losses against Oregon, the one game against Creighton, the series against USC, and then the game against Kansas. If you want to be in contention to host a regional against these teams, you need to be 6-3, and you've already lost one, so now it's 6-2 from here on out. That's a tough ask. It's a tough ask.
Real tough.
I mean, 2-1 both weekends, then you beat Creighton and you beat Kansas. That's what it's got to look like. And that again, that's if you want to be in contention to host a regional. That probably still doesn't even get you into, like, that's not guaranteeing
you're not comfortable.
You're
not comfortable at that point.
But it keeps you in that conversation.
The comfortability comes if you really dazzle that 9 game and go 7-2, an 8-1 stretch or something like that. Then you're like, all right, well, I'm going to be a little bit more comfort. But again, this is going to come down to, I think, going back to it, just looking at what we got going on, I think the bats have got to come alive. Pitching, continue to do what you do. Horn coming off, I think, his worst outing of his season so far. But he's been real steady on the bump. The 3 guys on the bump have been steady.
Well, we've talked about this. Feels like the best starting pitching Nebraska's had during the Will Bowl era. 4 guys that every time they take the bump, there's a trust level there. Hasn't always been like that.
Ooh. Oregon, it's out 8-4 in the Big Ten right now, 15-3 at home.
And their bats though are just all right. Their pitching's good.
Yeah,
their bats are pretty middle of the road in the Big Ten.
Their pitchers, what was it? They were number 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I think number 1 or 2, right? They're hitting wise, they rank 6th.
Yeah. They're this
295 Nebraska, by the way.
Potentially could be a series with a lot of 5-3 type games, 4-2 type games. We're not talking 2-0, 1-0 complete pitchers duels, but should be a lower-ish scoring series. I mean, the goal for Nebraska all weekend long, in my eyes, you should put yourself in a good place to win these baseball games based on how the pitching has looked as of late. 5 runs. If you go put up 5 runs a game, I think you put yourself in a good position to go 2-1. Is that too low a number?
No,
That's the number it feels like to me.
Nope.
Go put up 5 runs.
5 runs. I agree. Now, weather being a factor, what that looks like, that'll keep scoring down probably just based on the way the ball comes, that projects off the bat. One stat that Oregon does look at, and it looks like they lead the Big Ten, home runs. They like the long ball, 59 home runs in the year. You look at that, but to tell the tape for the rest of those stats look like it's a pretty even matchup when you look at Nebraska and Oregon. It'll be the bats of Nebraska, the pitching of Oregon. It's a big 9-game stretch for Nebraska.
Huge.
The biggest stretch of their season.
Well, dare I say, this is the season. Is that, I know.
No, I agree. The next 9, because after that, you're looking at, all right, yeah, it's all winnable the rest of the way out. Because you look at the back half, not to get too far ahead and say, oh, we're going to win those. You follow all that up with a weekend out in Champaign against Illinois. You do get K-State one more time, but then you finish Ohio State, Iowa, and then one more against Creighton and Minnesota. Yep. I mean, it's a very favorable Nebraska schedule after these 9.
And I say this is the season. It's because based on the way you've been taking care of business, this team has shown us what they are. They are a postseason baseball team, simply put. What type of postseason team are you? That's what this stretch determines. That's why this stretch is the season, which feels like a bit melodramatic, but it's the reality. If you have a team that has high aspirations, it's the games against the top quality opposition that you'll get in your conference that are going to tell the story. This is the stretch that tells the story. What is this team a team that's going to host a regional, or is this another team that's going into a regional as a 2 or a 3 seed and you're praying it's not duck and cover time against an ACC or an SEC host team? If you go take care of business with these next 8, you're a team that can host and you're a team that can be in control of a regional, which we have not seen in almost 20 years in Nebraska.
Yeah. It's a long run. Big stretch. So we'll watch that. All Big Ten Plus games this week. Hoping that is a good stretch for Nebraska out at Eugene, coming back home with a few wins out there. So Stu Malone says Lincoln Northwest play home games at Lincoln Northwest.
Well,
so that's the way it should
be. They just got that open up. That's good. That's a good field.
Way it should be. So, all right, let's take another break. Oh, yeah. He's got his hat on. When we come back, the Almanac, Jeff Moats.
Slim Jims, low key. Slim Jims.
My boys at Carolina, they're hiring some coaches, man.
Slim Jims, worst beef jerky type out there.
Yuck.
I'm not a
yuck.
Slim Jim guy.
Great take.
I don't like them. I think they're phony.
Yeah, that's like it's an amalgamation of meat. It's been put together into a stick form. Ugh. What is the best beef jerky out there in your guys' eyes? Do you have a preference?
Jack Links.
Feed your wild
Oh
side.
man. There's one. What's the one I really like? I can't think of it. It's in a bigger bag. I always get the big one, teriyaki style.
Oh, the
You know what I'm talking about? They're expensive.
yeah,
Like it's like I need to get the big one to get my value.
Oh yeah.
Like clear bag.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it. Is it Trappers? No, that ain't
old,
right.
Old
That ain't
Trapper or Tillamook.
That it? Yeah.
It's
Those
one,
are
it's
so
one of the two. Those are the ones that so yeah.
Anybody else anticipating the shuttle making it back today too?
That's we'll see.
It's got me on anxious watch.
Yeah, with the heat shield stuff.
Yeah, dude. Dude, the margin of error stuff.
And this is the fastest reentry they've ever done in a manned spacecraft. Is that right?
Yikes. They say it's coming in like 250,000 miles an hour.
Like it's coming in at I think like 16,000 miles an hour.
Oh shit, yeah.
I like the I'd look this up because I can't remember the name either. I like the Cattleman's Cut beef jerky.
Ooh. I had some buddies on the golf course the other day, and they so funny. This is humorous a little like. So one of my buddies he brought. I didn't have any because they were in another cart talking about it. They one of the guys' buddies brought beef jerky, and they started eating it. They're like, "What's that?" A little crunch. They looked at the bag. It was pheasant jersey. It was like fresh. It had like the belly still in it. Yeah, it was disgusting. I didn't even. I'm like, what are you guys even doing?
I like you heard of pork jerky?
Oh yeah,
Tasty. It's tender. It's good.
Honestly, some of the best. One of my legitimate ones. One of our restaurants is a hunter. It brings back the deer jerky, man. Oh, makes his own.
Cam Jergens beef jerky.
Is that good? I gotta have. All right,
It's good.
Brooksy, put one in, Brooksy. Stay up. Yeah. Brooks Koepka. Now to 200 par after showing his day. Bogey, birdie, par, birdie. Brooks Koepka, 200. Let's go, Brooksy.
Well, we're coming back.
Oh. Welcome back in the morning hookup. I feel like they let it play a minute. I think like this is the Hooks era, isn't it? What is this song? Little Rump Shaker?
Oh, that was like 1992, 93.
You know what that means?
What's that?
I know that music existed.
Hey,
Hey.
how about this? The Almanac, not just high school sports knowledge. August 1992.
Yep. And what's interesting to
That would
know,
have been what grade for us?
I was a freshman,
Yeah, me too.
just starting my freshman year of high school, August of 1992.
Were you a freshman? Were you in high school? Like is that,
No, we were actually the last ninth grade at the junior high format at Mickle. But if you competed in varsity athletics at the high school level, there was a rule back then for LPS. If you were an athlete that wanted to go compete at the high school level as a freshman or a ninth grader, you had to be on a varsity team of some sort. And so of the major sports, of the major sports at least. Whereas with track and cross country, some of those I think you could maybe get away with and being on the JV level. But anyway, so
the last ninth grade, because when I went, it was 7, 8, 9 was junior high.
Yeah,
And
see,
then
that's what
10
it
through
was.
12.
And then the next year is when they moved the freshmen up to Northeast. Some schools in town had not done that yet. And they were still in that junior high format, but it slowly rolled into the middle school format shortly thereafter.
And there was a guy that when I was on the basketball team as a freshman on the varsity up at Northeast that year, one of the guys who was a senior at the time that was on the team, he would pick me up and take me to games too, or give me a ride home from practice. And that was one of the songs that he would be blaring in his BMW.
That's right, little Rex and Effects, baby.
It was Rex and Effects.
Shake you up.
If you guys were wondering, I was still 6.5 years away from being born.
Don't even say it.
Don't make me feel any older than I am right now.
I wasn't even a thought yet.
No, you were
Neither one of you were.
You were like a decade away.
Yep.
Man, has it been that long?
Yeah, yes.
I can't believe that.
Rex and Effects, shake your rump.
Oh my
We got
gosh.
the Almanac Jeff Moats hanging out with us. Let's talk some high school baseball.
Yeah, let's do talk
Go
some
through
high
the
school
classes
baseball.
and games that you guys have covered. What's still
Well-
relevant? And because we were just talking about it that last night, that how quickly the season comes and how quickly the season goes because you're like a month away from districts. But
Right.
he was out at the ballpark last night and there were teams celebrating senior days.
Yeah. I mean, we're essentially at the halfway point for a lot of spring sports. Like this is like the halfway point for baseball and soccer. Next week, I believe in both sports, I know baseball for sure, you've got conference tournaments. The HAC tournament's going on next week. And that championship game, I think, is slated to be played over at Den Hartog. The Eastern Midlands Conference tournament's also set to get going next week too. So I mean, we're at that point, fellas, where we're heading into mid-April. And it's like, oh my gosh, we are not that far away from school ending for the year. And so a lot of things happening, but we'll definitely get to see who once we see some of these conference tournaments wrap up. We'll start to see who the teams are to beat moving forward through the rest of the season.
Well,
for sure.
The team to beat is Lincoln East. They remain undefeated. Their closest game this year was a 5-2 victory over Creighton Prep.
Yeah, and I did that game last week.
Yeah, they're just rolling through Class A.
Yeah, coming into today, East is 12-0. Southwest in the point standings is 9-2. Millard North right there at third at 9-3. West Side fourth in the points at 11-2. Millard South 7-4. They're fifth. Then you got Papillion La Vista right there with an 8-4 record. Omaha Westview at 10-3. They're seventh. Creighton Prep 9-6. They're eighth. And then you got Elkhorn South at 4-4. They're ninth. And then Papillion La Vista South at 6-4 in the 10 spot there. Omaha Burke with a surprising 7-4 record entering this weekend. And then you got Grand Island, Millard West, Grand Island, Bellevue East, Columbus, Omaha North thereafter. And then it kind of trails off. Omaha South with an 11-6 record, which is impressive. Northeast 2-8, Southeast 3-6, North Star 5-5 after getting beat by Pius X in a very highly contested game over at the Sand Hills Complex yesterday, 4-2. And so, North Star is now 5-5. But this is at the general point in the season where you want to start to see, again, who are the teams are going to be emerging out in front of everybody else. And, if you had to pick, a state tournament right now based on the point standings, in this order, it would be East, Southwest, Millard North, West Side, Millard South, Papio, Westview, Prep would be your top 8 teams into the state tournament.
And a little early to talk about this, but coming up here in a little under 2 weeks, the game to watch, Lincoln Southwest and Lincoln East. I believe it's a
regular season matchup.
A week from next Wednesday. So we're still a ways out from that one.
Yeah.
That's a game that's going to tell us a lot about the Lincoln story.
And it could very well be those two teams for the
Meet
HAC
HAC.
championship next Wednesday. So let's keep that in mind. Not only are you going to have that game, but you're also going to have the originally regularly scheduled game the week after. Now you look at Class B, you got 2 undefeateds left in B. You got Omaha Gross and Elkhorn North, both at 11-0. Platte Valley, which is mainly like Ashland,
Greenwood,
and I think Louisville, some of those schools in that area. They're third at 9-1. Wahoo and Wahoo Bishop Newman are at 8-2 at fourth. Omaha Scott sitting fifth at 9-3. Then you get Ralston is a team that's made its way back into the forefront. Many years ago, fellas, when you only had one class, and that was Class A for an extended period of time, Ralston won some state titles in A. I can think back into the mid to late 80s. They won a few state titles. And then I think there was about one or two that they won in the 90s off the top of my head. But then right behind Ralston, Waverly, who I saw on Monday, beat Bennington, handed Bennington their third loss of the season at that point. But Waverly's now 8-4. Seward's coming in at 8-3 and 8th. Bennington is 9 at 9-4. Lincoln Standing Bear is at 10th, and they're 7-4. And Blair's right behind them. Norris behind them at number 12 at 9-4. In fact, I'll see Norris and Standing Bear this afternoon over at Den Hartog in what could be a very good matchup there. So, there's a lot of position moving right now, but when you look at the top 12, at least in Class B, all respectable records, of the 12 that I mentioned, Blair's got the most losses at 5. Everybody else has, 4 losses or less, or none at all. And Class B baseball is highly, highly competitive, as we've seen in recent years. So I think the finish now, or at least the race now in B, is between Omaha Gross and Elkhorn North. North is going to go to A next year, so this is their chance to kind of make a big splash. Now, they won a state title here just a few years ago. If you remember, they beat Waverly for the B title, I think, in 22.
2 years ago, I think. 23.
Or 23. 23 or 20, was it 23 or 4? No, 24, it was Norris.
It was 23 for Norris.
23. Yeah. 23, I think it was, or 22. One of those years. Again, our crack staff will have to go double check that and make sure.
Was he?
Yeah,
I'm over here trying to find a question.
Oh, okay. Well, we did well.
Crack
stay
staff.
with it.
He'll send that over to the morning hookup research department.
Yeah, there you go. And then Class C, you look at the point standings. Central City Centura, that co-op at 7-1. Malcolm is sitting at number 2 with 8-3 record. Lincoln Christian 7-1 in the third spot. Now, Malcolm and Lincoln Christian played earlier in the week, and Malcolm handed Christian their first loss of the season. Behind them, you got Elkhorn Mount Michael. Then you got Guardian Angels, Central Catholic, and West Point Beamer, that co-op. Lincoln Lutheran there at 5th, tied with GACC. Lutheran at 7-2. Omaha Roncalli right behind them at number 7 at 5-3. Hastings Adams Central at 8. Arlington is 9. Wayne is 10. And then you got Auburn, Douglas County West, and St. Paul, Palmer, and Fairbury, where some of the records start to kind of drop off from there. When you go between 11-1, everybody's got a winning record. Everybody else below is under 500 at this point.
A lot of good baseball being played out there. Now, remind everybody about state tournament, how it's defined. I know you mentioned it a little bit. It's not like it's different, correct?
Well, I mean, the bottom line is there will be, I believe, a couple of wild cards or at least one. But you have, your district champions. I believe it's 6.
Okay.
And I will double check that here as well. But the thing is, right now, after not just this weekend, but the following week, every game is really going to start to matter now because you have to you got to win as many games as possible to improve your stock, obviously. There are 6 district champions in each of the 3 classes. So you got your 6 district champions, your 2 wild cards into the state tournament or at large bids. Okay. So it doesn't hurt if you're among the top 3-4 teams in a class, and let's say something happens to you in the district tournament, whether it be a district semifinal or a district final, and you get beat by a team that comes in and makes a big surprise and, they're district champs, that team still has a chance to win, but you have to make sure that the teams ahead of you win out. So if you're the top team in the points and you get beat, well, yeah, you can fall back on that.
Yep.
And even the team behind that as well. But anything below, it's like, okay, you got to hope for that team ahead of us and that team ahead of them.
Somebody's
so on
still
and
out
so
there
on.
still in bids.
Yeah. So that's what you have to hope for moving forward. But again, a lot of baseball left to play, guys, here in the next month. literally a month until state baseball.
This season flies by, and it feels like, at least from the outside looking in, teams kind of find themselves whenever it remains cold outside, and then over the next month here, it's going to really start warming up. You're going to get some hot weather baseball games, and teams can kind of really come into their own. So it's you kind of say the same with high school basketball, from pre-holiday tournament season to post-holiday season, or holiday tournament or holiday break for how LPS works it now, is that kind of you can split it into two halves. With high school baseball, it's like once that weather really starts to warm up in mid-April, teams can start coming into their own. You have pitchers that start going deeper into games. It really starts feeling like actual baseball, and the season kind of changes a little bit.
Yeah. So, still a lot of games to go. In fact, there's a lot of games today that are going on. Northeast has their invite, I think, at Sherman Field with Papillion, La Vista South, and Grand Island. They're playing at least 3 games today over there at Sherman or more. The other games that are going on, as I mentioned earlier, Norris and Lincoln Standing Bear tonight or this afternoon at 4:30 at Den Hartog. Bennington and Pius are in action later today up at Bennington. That's another big game to keep an eye on in Class B. And Pius just hired a new coach for next season. We will have that story posted up on our webpage soon at kfornow.com. Speaking of Pius, kind of looking at their numbers, they're 2-6 this season. But, they were a team that kind of started off as a team of interest simply because of, the style of baseball that they've always continued to play. I did the Waverly game with Bennington on Monday, and I think it's kind of like the 6 degrees of separation effect. Fletcher Zorns, who was at Northeast about a year or two, did this over there too, and he's doing it out there at Waverly. A lot of small ball. And you see that with, the bunting situations. You get a runner aboard. You're in a bunt situation. You're looking to advance the runner, get some runs, get some bases occupied. And Waverly did a terrific job of that the other day. So, that's all from the Pius
lineage.
Because Fletcher Zorns was a pitcher at Pius and coaching the program too, and that's all the descendant of the coaching tree from Troy Scharf, who was the head coach there for many years, and I think you see that still kind of hanging around with that program. But other teams have started to pick up on doing that because it's great strategy. Some people might think, "Oh, come on, this is boring."
It's not taught. The defensive side of that's not taught as much.
It really stresses baseball fundamentals.
Yes.
Right.
And that's an unfortunate part of the game that's not taught a lot.
I saw a bunt the other day in that Waverly game that it was put in the right spot in an area between the first base foul line, home plate, and the pitcher's mound, and neither the pitcher or the catcher from Bennington could get to it right away, and the quickness from the hitters for Waverly were amazing because they get on base with an infield single, and you get runners in scoring position or even brought in a run. So
that Waverly Field is also well set up for a small ball situation.
It is.
That infield will eat up ground balls.
Yeah, and it's an all natural surface out there at Lawson Park.
Which you don't see much anymore, honestly. So many fields are going to natural grass or to artificial turf, and it's kind of it feels like pure baseball whenever you have a team that has a field that's set up for their style of play, where it's got that slightly longer infield and it's eating up ground balls, and these infielders that are used to playing on turf, they're not charging the ball, and now you got guys that are standing on first base with a little mini ground ball that maybe had an exit velocity of 40 miles an hour, but nobody gets to it in time. It's fun to see. It feels like baseball of old.
One thing I did see the other day out of Waverly was a bad hop. And it was a routine ground ball to second, and second baseman from Bennington was right there and just was in position, took a bad hop, misplayed it. They ruled it an error, and, you can't do anything about it. Nope. You don't see that a lot with that field turf setup.
I mean, it's consistent. It bounces different than grass.
Totally different.
But once you learn that it's a consistent bounce, you don't get that on natural grass.
Do you remember the days of AstroTurf?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever play on AstroTurf?
I did.
Okay. Yep. How about, were those hops kind of the same as a natural surface?
It wasn't more of a hop. It was a skid.
Okay. It was, yeah.
More of a dart. Well, I think there's a little bit of bounce to it.
Right.
When you get it just right, it'll just not high, but the AstroTurf would just go.
Because
It'd be by you in a heartbeat.
I can remember the old Buck Belzer Field. Now, Buck can remember the old Buck Belzer Field. Now, Buck Belzer, it was, for you young kids here in the room, Buck Belzer was a AstroTurf infield and an all-grass surface out in the outfield.
Because wasn't it back up to the football, like, fall practice?
Because the football team would use that as part of their practice field for, fall camp or whatever.
I've heard stories of a gentleman that I coached with, played baseball in Nebraska. They would, part of their gig when they first got out there in the fall, or they would be picking up the old mouthpieces and stuff out of the outfield. To clean it up.
Can I add to this? Artificial turf or AstroTurf infield, natural grass outfield, it's the way to do it, I think, around here.
Well, that's what they do at Sherman.
Yes.
Sherman Field is set up like that. You got the field turf infield, and then you got the outfield. It's all grass.
Because the worst hops you'll see on artificial turf are in the outfield. Whenever you get some guy that's got, it's to the gap. You have a guy that is trying to play it on one hop, and then here comes the hop over his head because it's just AstroTurf, or the artificial turf is so springy that you get some of those big bounces out in the outfield. Natural grass is much better out there, but on the infield, whenever you have some inconsistent infields, it gets you more consistent hops on the infield. And players, once they kind of learn how the artificial turf works on the infield, you get more consistent play on that infield.
How about ground rule doubles? Have you seen an increase in those? Yes. Because we saw that, I think, with
especially Den Hartog.
At Den Hartog, I've seen an increase of ground rule doubles out there.
It's springy. The artificial
it's very
turf is
bouncy
springy
out there. And I know when Jared was playing freshman baseball and reserve baseball at Northeast, they would play games at Hartog, and he said, I remember asking him the first time he set foot in that field over there, which was during the COVID protocol time. I said, what's it like playing out there on that field turf? He says, it's different. It is so different than playing. And he went from playing on a field like Sawyer Snell over there across the street from Sherman.
Yep.
He went from that to playing on a field turf surface at Den Hartog. And he says like night and day.
Yep.
Totally different.
Awesome. Great. So, well, Moats, we got games coming up. What are you guys covering? Where can they hear you at? What's coming up?
Well, we'll be on LincolnPrepSportsNow.com.
Sorry, Thew chimed in to say Belzer was an all-dead ryegrass outfield.
he would know that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He was probably part of the first planting.
Well, the old Babe Ruth, you know what? The old Babe Ruth Baseball League here in Lincoln, they played the city championships in the upper divisions. They played the city championship games there at Buck Belzer. And I mean, that was for every kid in town. That was like, man, that's awesome. That was your destination. And it's a unique surface, or it was a unique surface. But back to the games that we got today, LincolnPrepSportsNow.com. I'll have Norris and Standing Bear at 4:30. Ryan Swanigan is going to have that Northeast invite with games out at Sherman today with Northeast, Grand Island, and Papillion La Vista South too.
Awesome.
Huge weekend for youth baseball, big tournament weekend.
It is.
A lot of high school games this weekend.
And the other thing you got to contend with is the weather. And the weather could be a problem this weekend as well. So
YZ, stump the Moats.
So we're transitioning from high school baseball to Husker baseball.
Ooh.
Oh.
We have talked about this game before where Nebraska scored a lot of runs in one game.
That was the Chicago State game.
Okay. I already got that out of the way.
Was it 1999?
Yes, it was. How many home runs did they hit in that game?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna.
I know at least one. I know the guy that played in that
I
game.
know at least one.
Was that Brent Vlieger?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
he played one inning in the game.
He hit a home run.
Yeah.
I probably should know this because
I'll give you this. They had 35 hits.
Yes, I do know
runs,
that.
50 runs on 35 hits.
I do know that. Did they hit 10 home runs?
Ooh, just short. 9
home runs.
Or 2, not short. Too many. One too many.
Okay.
9 home runs.
I thought it was close to 10.
They had 9 home runs, 73 total bases, 48 RBIs, and 50 total runs.
Wow. I remember that because I don't think I was producing that game that day. That's when I did stuff for the network.
Chicago State came way undermanned in that weekend too.
Man.
I think V told me they had less than 20 guys.
That doesn't surprise me.
Less than 20 guys there, and one of their starting pitchers walked off the mound before the coach even made it to the mound to take him out.
Wow.
Because they were lighting it up.
Wow. So I was just one over.
Yeah, well done.
All right.
It's the reason they call him the Almanac.
That's the Almanac.
Well, but I do remember that game. And, of course, Buck Belzer. What was the game where the home run was hit and went through the car window? That it was
Mozi's looking at me. You're looking at the wrong guy.
No,
I wasn't alive.
It was about the same time period. I'm waiting for Thu Malone to chime in here.
Was it? Well, I'm going to ask. Let's see if I can get an answer.
I'm waiting for him to chime in on the chat. But yeah, it made national news because it was just.
I've seen the video of this. It was the car
that
was moving.
Jed Dalton versus Oklahoma.
The car was moving down.
Yes, it was going down Avery Avenue.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
It was Jed. Thank you, Matthew Malone. Jed Dalton versus Oklahoma.
You knew he'd get it.
That was that 1990? Was it 99, 98? It was sometime in the 90s.
I remember seeing that and being like, that could be very dangerous, right?
You put Moats and Thew in a room alone. And
you know what? He jokes all the time. We need to have our own podcast. It'd be nothing but movie lines, useless knowledge information.
It'd be 6 hours long every episode.
Oh man, it'd be unbelievable. It was, in the words of Jim Rome, epic.
Yeah.
96 is right. It was about that time. That's right. Okay, it was in the 90s, so about 1996. So
my head is spinning right now.
I was going to say, you weren't even here yet for that.
Nope.
I remember that like it was yesterday.
Nope.
So,
You got more stuff going on.
Let's see if I can find the video. Maybe we can put it up in the screen.
Yeah. Well, Moats, appreciate you, Moatsy.
You bet, fellas.
You guys out today on prepsports.com.
Have a good sports weekend.
There was the Almanac, Jeff Moats. When we come back, we're going to talk some more Masters, and we'll wrap up the week.
I will.
Oh, I found the video.
Oh, we're
you found it.
Send it. Put it up here in a minute.
Okay, let's see if I can.
You can play it now.
I got to share the screen.
Sue goes, that staff is on crack.
Oh my gosh, there's a guy. Davis Riley is 8. My goodness.
Ready?
All right, I'm going over there. Going back. Here we go.
Oh, there's the video. Watch this right here.
Right through the.
You're insured.
You're like, yeah, got him.
I think Darren Erstad was still playing.
Because Jed not only hit the ball out of the ballpark, but he also managed to hit it right through the window.
I think that's Erstad right there at the plate, 17.
But boy, was he wrong.
I mean, what are the odds of that happening?
Because Jed not only hit the ball out.
None.
That's just unbelievable.
Awesome. You also, in case you guys missed it, when we mentioned the word crack, he said that staff is on crack.
That's what I said.
I know if I didn't hear you say it. I'm like, I kept reading it. Never did crack a day in my life.
Belzer was an all dead ryegrass.
Wow, he's your medal. Never did crack a day in your life.
Nope. Well, you know.
All right, fellas. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks,
Yep. Talk to you later.
Ow. Thwap. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's a Jed Dalton home run.
Moach's exit's gone. Just
once he says enjoy your sports weekend, he's out.
It's Moats the guy. I have people like this that work with me. I say work with me that or a grandparent or whatever that they don't say goodbye on the telephone. Feel like that's Moats. When he's done talking, he just hangs up on you.
Okay, click.
Hello. All right then, click.
Yeah, all right then, clicks into the classic.
All right then, click. Or the one I got one. That's all I got.
Click.
That's the Midwest version of just like saying goodbye.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Well,
my grandpa, the closest he'll get is, well, it was good to talk to you. Click.
One of the construction guys that's on our staff, older gentleman. Like I talked to him 3 times this morning. Hey, you doing? Good morning. I asked a question. I'll answer it. Click. He got what he needed, and he's done.
That's from Moneyball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. Once you get the answer you need, you don't need to keep on talking.
They have the location wrong. Do you send us the YouTube video and some of the location was wrong?
All right, here we go.
Welcome back to the morning Hookup special. Thanks there to the Almanac Jeff Moats. Baseball full swing. Little Masters update. There's some struggle buses going on here currently.
Scotty Scheffler, back-to-back bogeys on 4 and 5. He's back to even on the tournament.
Wow. There's some movement when you look at some guys having some decent rounds. Terrell Hatton started the day at 2 over, now at 1 under, making some moves in the early part of the golf course. Rose and Spieth 1 under in their rounds. There are some ones that are going a little bit backwards in this. Scotty Scheffler, he said he's moved back to even.
Koepka's having an all right day.
Koepka is this is a steady Eddie type day. Where is he at? Sorry,
he's 2 under right now.
2 under par, so he's holding it steady there. They do, and now this is early projections right now. When you look at it, it looks to be early on because the guys haven't gone off yet. They do have projected cut line this morning of +4.
Okay.
And +3.
Yep.
+3. Rahm back to +4. He's making a little hay today. He's 2 under par in his round. Other guys not having as much fun out there. I'm looking for Bobby McIntyre, hoping that he's
still 8 over.
Good.
He doubled, but then he went back-to-back birdies to get back to even on the day.
Hoping for the golf karma of that one. Some guys still struggling out there. Davis Riley, boy, I watched him play this morning. It's that war of golf. When it's not going at all. He's 8 over.
Where's my boy Wyndham Clark?
Wyndham Clark, let's get up.
We talked about the hot start to the day he had. He should be on the back 9 by now, I believe.
I thought I saw him. He is still at 2 under.
Still 2 under.
He's made he's on through 14, 5 straight pars on the back 9.
Cool.
5 straight pars there. Kept going, like I said, the 2 under.
He's the one guy saving my picks here. Look, it's Rahm. Rahm's doing all right.
Right. Hey, it's a 4-day contest, especially in the way we did it. You just need people to make the cut.
Yeah.
Just get to the
Colin,
cut.
please. Bryson, please.
They'll
make
go
the cut
off
for me.
Later in the day with those guys coming up, but it'll be a fun day for some golf out there. That's about it right now. Oh, Thomas. Boy, he had it going for a minute, and he's now got it to 1 under, now 2 over. Be a lot of fun coming up. Again, Nebraska baseball coming up as well tonight. Hoping for some good vibes as they head out to Eugene, Oregon as well. Just some other notes out there as I was kind of surfing around and reported now, by the way.
Ooh, Rose just knocks home a birdie to get back to 2 under.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Live Masters updates. Coming out now, going back to the Nebraska portal a little bit. You mentioned this, gentlemen, and we were wondering when visitors were going to start showing up. Nebraska to host Boise State transfer forward Drew Fielder. Today, he is on campus, 6'11", 225 out of Boise State.
I had heard tale that he'd be making his way. He's a sought-after portal guy. Nebraska went after him. He transferred to Boise last year. Nebraska was in on him. He kind of goes back to the hometown team for a year, puts up a really good season. He was their leading scorer, as we talked about, from the 5 spot, shot 40% from 3. Another hand in glove type fit for Fred Hoiberg's offense. This would be if your starting front court is Orm and Fielder,
home run gets.
They'd be similar size to what you had this year with Berke and Rink.
Yep,
6'11" for Fielder,
6'9" on Orm.
I think might be a little generous. I think he might be a little closer to 6'8".
Okay.
But the vision for Nebraska this year would be tall 1 through 5 with no true like 7'2", 7'3" monster in the post. The potential lineup, if you get Fielder and Orm, be 6'11" and probably 6'8", 6'9" on the 4 and the 5. You're looking at was it 6'7", 6'8" Frager, 7?
6'6", probably 6'7". I mean, him and Price similar type builds.
Yeah, 6'7", each of them will call him. And then if you get Trevin Linhart from Utah Valley, you're talking 6'4", 6'5".
Oh, my goodness. You mentioned
size 1 through 5 is kind of the vision. Fielder would be another big pickup, with Nebraska potentially all having guys shooting north of 36% from 3 in their starting lineup next year.
And just as you mentioned, a 15-6 guy last year, 55% shooting in that 41%. And he did. When you're saying, all right, he shot 1%, that's on 121 attempts. That's a good sample size of attempts second team All Mountain West honors last year as well.
And again, that Boise State team's leading scorer.
Mm-hmm.
He is hand in glove. I'll just say that, hand in glove with this Fred Hoiberg offense.
You feel like this is one when you look at it. Yeah, you get the feeling with the portal. We mentioned earlier in the show, they can't leave without a deal. They get out. If they get out of here,
they got other people
you
calling.
might as well have moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Make the offer. The kid can't refuse.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget in that front court too. You got Oogie and Leo. That's a solid front court right there. If you landed,
I think the question mark there is if Oogie does get to return to action, if and when and how, what that looks like with the back thing going on. As I was kind of sniffing around, and maybe that's another month away to even having an idea where we're at with Oogie. I think this does really present the awesome chance for development for Leo Curtis when you bring in guys like this. Because I do believe Leo will play a factor in that season next year.
And people don't realize, because he hasn't shown it in any of his time in America. His 1 year in prep school and now at Nebraska, he hasn't got the chance to do it. He was a 40% 3-point shooter in Iceland.
Yep.
Right. That doesn't, you wouldn't think that. Looking at how he has played and how he's looked at Nebraska, you wouldn't think of him as a knockdown 3-point shooter. I know that 3-point line it moves back. Iceland is like the traditional high school 3-point line, and didn't really get to do it in his 1 year in prep school on the East Coast. But he's got it in his history that he can be a 3-point shooter. Mm-hmm. Does that mean he's going to ever get back to that Nebraska? I don't know. But that's interesting because it's not the style of game that you think of with Leo with his size, but he has in his history shown himself to be a capable 3-point shooter.
By the way, also out there, if you're catching a big sports weekend, we got Nebraska baseball going on from that perspective. Also, by the way, unique time in Nebraska volleyball. If you want to catch some game, they have a 3-game match. Spring season outside of Devaney this year. That's Friday, by the way. This Friday at 1 o'clock on the Big Ten Network, you can catch Nebraska. They'll be up in Sioux Falls, the home of Berg and Riley up there. They'll also jump in the April 17th. They got a match against Creighton up in Omaha at the Skull Arena, so-called. Whatever you say that. Nobody cares about it.
Skull is chew. So cool is the arena.
I was thinking about having a chew. I still occasionally think about it. And then they'll get out to Shattering the 25th and play in Northern Colorado out there. So a unique time for Nebraska. They're going to play 3 spring matches out there. Any other Masters updates? I love live updates.
Koepka just bogeyed, so he's back to 1 under.
Come on, Kep. Come on, man.
He had a shot that from the bunker that just slung right past the hole and did not stop in time. Left him a long par putt.
Man,
so, bogeyed it.
Come on now.
Are there any stories that we missed?
I'm looking. Let's hit that. Hit it.
The stories we
do it.
The morning hookup.
I don't know, but maybe big news in the NBA as they're getting ready to line them up for the playoffs. Reported that Joel Embiid emergency appendix surgery yesterday. He was taken in. Team announced it during the game of the Rockets. They do not have a timeline right now with that emergency surgery.
He's going to end up being one of those guys I think we look back on in 20 years. And despite how well he played for a number of seasons, we're going to ask the what if question with his health. It's been knees, appendicitis,
every year,
everything. Just a guy that can't stay healthy despite enormous amounts of talent. Have you guys ever seen the video of him in high school basketball? Was not a good basketball player.
Nope.
Had all the talent in the world. He worked his tail off to get up to the NBA and just has not been able to stay healthy.
Yep.
He's going to always be, with that one MVP season, a what if story with what could he have been.
Yeah, not good news for them as you look at it. They're 19-22 without him.
In baseball, have you guys seen how dominant Mason Miller has been?
Oh, I saw him last night with almost an immaculate inning against the Rockies.
Oh, my goodness.
What are the chances? Can a reliever win Cy Young? Is that possible?
All I know is he's pitched 27 consecutive scoreless innings, which I believe is the second longest in Padres history.
I think his last 15 batters, he struck out 14 of them. That's unheard of.
His slider is unhittable, and then he mixes it in with a 102 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
How do you touch that?
Yeah.
He legitimately, he was 2 strikes away from an immaculate inning last night against the Rockies. Threw a ball, and then next 2 pitches, he was 10 total pitches. to strike out 3 batters.
It's to the point to where, the Padres are up 2 runs. Mason Miller's coming in. Okay, the game's over.
Game, set, match.
It should be noted, speaking of the Rockies, their win streak comes to an end last night. A walk-off grand slam in the 12th inning.
They had the longest streak in baseball. up until
Oh,
that.
we heard about it. They're still not in last place, 6-7, 5-8, San Francisco.
Hey, win the series, boys.
Hey, Monday we'll recap the Masters, Nebraska baseball. A lot of more portal news, I'm sure, is coming. Let's hope we have a great week there. So you guys have a great Friday. Have a great Masters weekend. We'll catch you on a Monday.